Well, folks, in today's video, I visit Zitnik Trains located in Pinellas Park, Florida. Now, this is a store I've been interested in visiting for quite a while now, simply because so many of you have requested for me to visit it. And I actually tried to visit it last year, but unfortunately it was closed because I believe it was a Sunday at the time. So I was really excited to get to visit this store for the first time ever. One thing I have to say about this store is, as far as actual retail space goes, this has to have been one of the biggest hobby shops I've ever been to. I mean, the place is just massive. They've got a big variety of all three of the major scales. They've got tons of HO scale, tons of O scale, and tons of N scale, which is something I like to see at a lot of hobby shops because it means there's something for pretty much anyone. So yeah, very cool. So I'm gonna show you guys as much as I can of this store because it was pretty impressive. And I even met someone who some of you guys out there might recognize. So stay tuned for that. So over in this part of the store, they had some of their larger equipment. I believe that's actually a G-scale set there, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's potentially G-scale track. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, but over here they had some new O-scale locomotives, and just to the right of that, they had a whole bunch of used O-scale steam locomotives, which was something I thought was pretty impressive. And they had some rolling stock in O-scale that was used as well, which is sort of interesting to see. Tons and tons of stock at this store. Here's their N-scale selection. And just look at all the N-scale rolling stock they have. I have to say, a really impressive selection of N-scale rolling stock. And below that, they had tons of N-scale locomotives. I believe those are used in the box, potentially. I could be wrong. Maybe they're new. I'm not entirely sure. But they had a very vast selection of them, nonetheless. Over here, they had a lot of their HO scale equipment, and I really had quite the time going through all of the locomotives they had here. As you can see, so many HO scale locomotives in the boxes. Right there's a Spectrum Doodlebug, and we've got a Baltimore and Ohio Spectrum locomotive. Tons of Spectrum locomotives. Another Doodlebug, another, I think that's a Union Pacific Doodlebug. And yeah, you can see really just an excellent selection of HO scale locomotives. And a wide variety of different makes, too. So the ones here were mostly Spectrum, but as I move over, you'll see we've got some Atlas stock, which is pretty nice. That's vintage Atlas stock, you can tell by the boxes. We've got some Proto 2000 or 1000, and those are also makes of locomotives I like quite a bit. That's quite a nice one right there. And we got a Proto 1000 RDC, a whole bunch of RDCs. I got a set of 2F units, another set, and this is a make I'm less familiar with. It's Intermountain, but the boxes were just great for all of these. Another thing I have to say about this store is I felt like all their stuff was priced pretty moderately. It's not like the best deals I've ever seen, but there wasn't really anything I saw that seemed to be overpriced. It all seemed to be pretty fair. Certainly cheaper than what you would buy a lot of this stuff online for. So yeah, I was pretty impressed seeing that too. It's certainly not easy in this day and age of the internet for these types of stores to, price their stuff well. So it's really nice when you see stuff priced pretty decently. So yeah, I was pretty impressed from that standpoint as well, I have to say. I'm not sure I've actually seen a store with so much new stock in the box. It was really interesting getting to go through all of it. Over here they had more O-scale rolling stock. As you can see, some of it's tin-plated. And down here they've got some more conventional stuff, as well as a small O-scale layout. And in this part of the shop they had tons and tons of HO scale building kits. Some of them were vintage, some of them were practically brand new releases. So they had a nice variety of that too. Now after this shot, I ran into someone I really wasn't expecting to see. So I run into someone I wasn't expecting to see. This is a name you might not recognize. It's Robert Sacco. Nice to meet you, Robert.
Nice to meet you,
sir. Now, how long have you been in the hobby for?
Since I was 6, actually.
And what got you into the hobby?
Between my dad and my grandfather, My dad put a train set underneath the Christmas tree, and I kept playing with it. And a couple of months after that, he built a small table that rolled underneath my bed, and that's when it all started. With an Athearn F7 Pennsylvania engine.
All right, awesome. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Everyone, go check out his channel. It's Robert Sacco. Put it in the description. So it was really nice getting to meet Robert, and I thought it was really interesting actually meeting someone you recognize from online. And to me, it just goes to show you how connected we are as a community today. 10 years ago, we wouldn't have had a clue who each of us were. But today, through the model railroading community being online, a model railroader out here in Florida can recognize a model railroader from Canada. And that's just something that I think is really special about the community being online today, which is that we're just so much more connected than we used to be even 10 years ago. Well, folks, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did pick up some stuff here at the end of the day, but that's for a future video. Thanks for watching, everyone.